Welcome back. It's Kovacs Report, and I'm super excited because Mr. Terrific Year 1 Issue 2 has landed. This was no doubt one of my books of the month last month, probably book of the month from DC for me, and I couldn't be any more excited to get into it. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go through it page by page, give you my thoughts. But before that happens, there will be spoilers, guys. So please read the book before you watch the video because I don't want to spoil it for you because it is that good. Yeah, I'm giving it away right at the beginning. It is good. So there we go. Hit subscribe, give the video a like. It helps the channel, and I'd really appreciate it. Let's just jump straight. So Letson and Valentine De Landro, they're doing a fantastic job. In fact, the whole creative team is doing a fantastic job. And like I say, I couldn't be more interested in a character that I knew nothing about before than I am now. I absolutely love it, and I want to find out as much as I possibly can about his history, and I really want to see where this book leads. So issue 2 continues like issue 1. You get a bit of the present time, and then the rest of the issue is basically the past, what formed Mr. Terrific, what made him the superhero that he is. So he's been chasing down this netherlight energy, which leads him back to the Nexus engine, which is something that he was responsible for, and what led to basically his downfall. But those downfall all those years ago, and that's what we're going to get into now. Now, when he visits there, he notices that there's this rift, which has these hellhounds sort of trapped in it, and they're from Apocalypse, of course, from Darkseid, and they're not happy. They're sort of screaming in pain because of the heat and being trapped in it. So he sends his little T-spheres out, and they get out and they start having a little bit of a showdown. Now, while that's happening, we start to go back to the past, where quite sadly, at the end of issue 1, Mr. Terrific's friend Dre was shot. Now, he's been shot by someone working for Prescott Industries, who Mr. Terrific sold his company to. Okay, when his wife died, he sold his company and he just basically went into shutdown mode. Right, but what he did was he sold them everything. Now, we're going to get to what that everything is later on. So anyway, the Spectre is there. The Spectre is there as he's standing on the bridge after he's just escaped near death and left his friend's body behind. And he wants to end it all. And the Spectre starts talking to him. He starts literally talking him down from the literal ledge that he is on. And he's saying, listen to me. Oh, we jumped ahead. Listen to me, right? You are important, and here's why. Anyway, jumping ahead, we go back to Prescott Industries, and this is the woman that's in charge, and she's running the show, and she's got these hired goons, and they're the people who shot Dre. Now, why did Dre get shot? Well, basically, they broke in to Prescott's building because this Nexus engine has been turned on, essentially. As it starts, sort of vibrating and pumping out, creating this energy that it creates, it's making all the people around it in this sort of the houses around the building quite sick, and also they're just causing some bad stuff to the environment. And Dre wanted to go in, shut it down, and prove to the world that Prescott Industries and what they're doing is wrong. So that's a quick catch up. Anyway, the guy in charge of this sort of kill team that went out and shot Dre and killed some of the other guys, he's back reporting what's going on. He doesn't know who the man is that escaped, which is obviously Miss Terrific, and she's not happy. But what is happening is her brain just sort of kind of explodes. There's a psychic link connected, and I think we know who it is, right? And he says, listen to me, child, you're failing. I need you to sort this out, otherwise there's going to be trouble, right? And she says, I'll do it. And he says, say it. Darkseid is. And it's like, you can see her there just in this sort of weird sort of pleasure and pain moment. It's brilliant. So she is definitely working for Darkseid because this Nexus engine is very much tied into sort of reality bending stuff. It generates the same radiation that Darkseid was involved with in the All-In special, and obviously some part of the DC history. It explains a lot if you go into the history of this Nexus engine, which I kind of did. I did a mini deep dive into it and found out that it's responsible for a lot of the reality bending cosmic stories and everything else that goes on with that. So it is super interesting. You want to look up the Nexus engine, and because you don't know about it, definitely look it up. By the way, she has the Nexus engine and is on. Now we jump back to the Spectre trying to talk to Mr. Terrific to say, listen, you have an important role. Everyone is a speck of dust, like you say, but every speck of dust has a purpose. And if one explodes, it could cause a chain reaction, So the events today, if you kill yourself, could have ripples through time and ripples through, other people's lives. And it could set off this negative reaction. You must think about what you're doing. You're not serving Paul or your dead wife or your dead friend Dre any good, by ending your life. It's not the way to go. So he says, what is causing you pain? So now we get a little bit of history, and we find out that Mr. Terrific and his friend Jefferson Pierce, who, if you know, is actually Black Lightning, and his friend Dre Dingle, who was shot. They were in a decathlon team, a Olympic gold medal winning team. You know, that's part of Mr. Terrific's history. So he's an ex-Olympian, and not only that, you know, he's started this huge company, which was very, very successful with his wife, and that's where we go. We go and find out a bit more about his wife. Now, she was, as he calls it, the brains of the operation. Although he's very, very smart man, but she was much, much smarter. And she's one that was interested in quantum physics, which gave birth to this quantum engine, but they couldn't quite get it to work. Anyway, while that was happening, she fell pregnant with a child. He wasn't sure whether he wanted a child or not, but of course he loves her. Anyway. The next engine was put on hold because she said it can't be done, it can't come together. Let's just shut it down. Let's not do it. But he thought, I tell you what, nah, I'm gonna show that I love her, and I'm gonna get her reinterested. I'm gonna go work it out. So he went away and felt like he worked out how to get this Nexus engine operational and working. And she was very, very angry because, like I say, she's a super brain, and she realized that it was dangerous and that creating it would only cause more harm, in the wrong hands, destruction, right? So she is really, really mad. They had an argument, and of course she went out, and that fateful day, and her and her unborn child were killed in a car accident, which what set him in this spiral of depression and misery, not doing anything. But Dre was always there. So Dre was like a brother to him, you know, in every sense of the word. He's the one that picked him up and got him back on track and was trying to help him sort of regain his life. But, you know, it takes a lot of convincing, because Mr. Terrific, he's pretty certain that he's ending it. He's not interested. So the Spectre takes the form of Terry Sloan, which was the original Mr. Terrific from, you know, is it Sensation Comics? I don't know, from the 40s. And he talks about the impact that Mr. Terrific, the original, had back in the day. You know, he didn't have special powers, but he went out, he fought for the little guy. He was street level. You know, you don't have to be Batman or Superman to make a difference. And he's trying to say to Mr. Terrific, listen, you know, you could be that person. You could honor the deaths of your loved ones, and you can make a difference. Because obviously the Spectre, I think, obviously knows what's going to happen further on down the line. Anyway, he does talk him off the ledge, and he goes home to think about it. Now, while he's thinking about it, he's getting ready for the funeral of Dre. And we think, oh, I know what's going on. And sure enough, Jefferson Pierce does turn up to the funeral, because they were all friends, of course, on the same Olympic team. And they have a little a moment, a little moment. Because like I say, Jefferson Pierce is Black Lightning, and he wants to know more. He sensed something is fishy. But Mr. Terrific, he's not giving much away, of course, because, you know, it's basically his fault, really. Well, is it his fault? I mean, he didn't have to go along on the mission, but I'm sure he feels responsible for it, and it just adds more weight to the fact that maybe he should be doing something about it himself. And sure enough, that's exactly what he does. That's exactly what he does. He becomes Mr. Terrific. And I think we jump back to the present now, and there's the Prescott Tower, where I think that's the past. See, this page, I wasn't sure. In my estimation, I think this is him back then, becoming Mr. Terrific and going to the Prescott Tower to try and shut down this engine and right all the wrongs. But there we go. Stunning art, great dialogue. I mean, the dialogue is just perfect. It flows so well, just like the first issue, right? It's like these characters feel so real. You know, I feel every single word in every single balloon. I love this book. It's absolutely brilliant. I thoroughly recommend it. I can't recommend it any more than I'm doing right now. I know I've glossed over some really important things like the Nexus engine and what that means to Darkseid and, you know, everything else. But go find out. The book is amazing, and it won't let you down. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours. Like, subscribe, everything that comes with that. I'd really appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one.